everybody. This is a fairly active flow, fairly active class, and it is focused on the idea of awe and wonder. And so whether you are new to yoga or you have been doing yoga for years and have been repeating the same poses for years, we can approach yoga in a way, each time we roll out our mat, in a way that feels new. And there's a teaching in the ancient learnings from yoga which say that the awakened yogi is the one who approaches it with joy-filled wonderment each time. So we're going to focus on that, just the way a baby discovers its toes for the first time and is absolutely amazed, and they've been there all along. So we're going to try to bring that curiosity, that amazement to each of our poses, which will allow us A, to stay focused throughout the practice, and B, to find the joy and the miracles of our bodies and our experience. Okay, so let's find a comfortable seat. You can sit cross-legged for our opening breathing exercise, or if you'd like, you can sit on your heels. I'm going to prop my hips up onto a block. So if you'd like to sit on a blanket, a block, or a pillow, you're welcome to do that. And we do that just so we can drop the knees below the hips and find a nice tall spine. Makes it a little bit easier for us to breathe deeply. Relaxing the hands in the lap. Slide the shoulder blades back and down the back body. Close the eyes if you're comfortable. Take a few deep breaths just like this to begin, bringing awareness from the outside distractions to the inside. Noticing how you're feeling in this moment. Be curious without judgment. And maybe you don't feel great, that's fine too. Maybe you're tired, maybe you're cold. Or maybe you have lots of energy and feeling quite elated today. Just notice whatever it is you're feeling. I'm starting to listen to the sound of your breath. So if you practice the Ujjayi breath, start to activate that deep, fluid breath in and out of the nose by constricting the throat. You'll hear a wave-like sound moving in and out of your body. We're going to practice a breathing exercise called Viloma, where we practice a pause in the inhale. So the way that it works is that we're going to take a big inhale, but we're going to stop halfway, almost like you're filling a container halfway. Slight pause, and then fill up the container all the way to the top. All right, so inhaling halfway, pause, all the way up, and exhale all the way out. So no need to rush. Slow inhale, about half of your capacity. Pause, and inhale all the way up, filling your container, and exhale. Let's try that again. Inhaling, pause, and inhale. Slow release. We'll try it now a couple of times with two pauses. So you're filling up 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Here we go. Inhale, pause, inhale a third, pause, inhale all the way, filling up even beyond what you think you might be able to, and slow release all the way out, drawing the belly button in and up on your exhale. Let's try it again. Inhaling 1/3, pause, 1/3, pause, 1/3, and exhale. One last time. Inhale, 1/3, 1/3, all the way. Nice, long, deep exhale. Return to a fluid dive breath or regular breath, whatever you're practicing today. Beautiful. And if you're sitting on anything, you can just remove it and put it off to the side for now. And come onto your hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Okay. And from here, you're going to tuck your toes and lift the knees off the ground and slightly hover. Just floating here and release down. Let's inhale, lift the heart into cow pose and arch the back into cat and then lift and hover. Let's do it again. Inhale. Tilt the pelvis forward, press into the palms, growing up and out, away from the ground. Exhale, broaden the upper back, drop the head, engage the belly, and lift and hover. And slowly release it back down. Very nice. Now scoot yourself to the back of your mat. And come into child's pose here, reaching the arms forward, release the forehead down. Beautiful. And coming back onto hands and knees. Draw your right knee in towards your chest here. And you're going to hook the right leg on top of the left. So you're crisscrossing up the thighs and then send the hips back. You can reach the fingertips forward, release the head. And we're going to do this fun kind of crawl up the mat. You're going to release the left leg, bring it forward towards the chest, hook it in front of the right knee, and sit back. Exhale. Fingertips crawl. Right leg comes over and hook. Sit back. Getting into the hips here. A little playful action. Hook the left. Keep reaching the arms and the right. And then from here, we're going to reverse it. So bring the right knee back in and drop behind the left. Send the hips back. And again, left knee hooks behind the right and back. You're going to need to walk the hands back to catch up with you. Right leg behind and sit back. And left leg behind. And sit back. Good. Unhook the right leg. Come back into tabletop here. Reach the hands slightly forward from the shoulders. Tuck the toes and come up into your downward facing dog. Release the backs of the legs. And so down dog is an example of a pose you've probably done before, some of you thousands of times. How can you bring joy-filled wonder to something like down dog? What's different about it today for you? What's happening in your body that is just miraculous? How is it supporting yourself? How are the bones stacking? How are the muscles engaging in order for this interesting shape to even be possible? Good, and let's come onto the tippy toes and go for a walk towards our feet. Walking towards the front of the mat. Tippy toe, tippy toe, tippy toe. And let the heels settle down, fold over the legs. Release the head. And let yourself just fold over the thighs with ease. Grounding through all four corners of the feet. Energizing the arch to lift up through the legs and hips. Allowing the torso to spill forward. So the more engaged the feet and legs are, the more freely our torso can release. Good. Let's inhale halfway, hands to shins. Look forward. And then press and come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, let's warm up here. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And stepping back to plank pose. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra, as small as you'd like it to be. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, come through child's pose, and downward facing dog. One breath here. And at the end of your exhale, step forward to the front of your mat and fold. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, release. And rise up with the heart. Look up at the thumbs. Hands to heart. Again, flowing through with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. At the hip crease, we fold. Good. Stepping back to plank pose. Good. If you want, lowering down knees, chest, chin, or all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, send the hips back, round out the spine, drop the head, and then tuck the toes and find your down dog. All the hinges that need to happen for all of those shapes and fluid movements to occur without breaking, without injury. It's all just completely amazing. And the more that I study anatomy, the more completely I am amazed by the mechanics of this machine of our body that should really, I mean, even our mere existence shouldn't be plausible according to probability. And so the more that we learn, the more I find I believe in something much bigger and higher than myself. Let's step between the hands at the exhale. Good. And inhale, we rise. Exhaling. Let's do it just one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Step or hop into chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. If you're ready for up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. At the end of the exhale, either step or hop to the front of your mat and fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, press your eyes, coming all the way up. Good. From here, we're going to take a figure 4 position. So let's bring our left foot, left ankle on top of the right thigh. Turn that knee out. Okay, and the foot is really active to giving us stability here. Hands on the hips to begin. We're externally rotating that left hip. And then we can bring our hands to prayer at our heart center, or for a little bit more of an active variation, arms reach forward, draw the belly in. Good. And then from here, come and stand up. Release the left leg back into a high lunge. Back heels off the ground. Holding here for 3. Feel the strength of your legs, especially that back leg. Super strong, heel pressing back. Lifting out of the hips. And let's draw those hands in. Exhaling. Good. From here, with that foundation of your legs supporting you, lengthen the spine, turn to twist, left elbow to right knee. And either gazing up at the ceiling or looking down at the floor, breathing here. If this is too much, at any time you're welcome to drop that back knee. And then from here, we're going to swivel into a warrior 2. So the left heel is going to come down, and we're going to open up the arms looking over the right fingertips. Opening up through the collarbones and reaching through the fingertips, expansive energy in all directions here, including through the crown of the head, emanating upward. Feeling that miraculous light. That's often hard to describe, but we can feel it when we start to get into these shapes that have certain expressions, certain essences. And this is one where we can really feel the openness of our heart. We can feel our ability to focus and be determined on something in particular. One of my favorite poses. Good. And look down on the floor. Reach down, step back to plank pose. Inhaling here. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And downward dog. Good. At the end of your exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat, folding over the legs. Inhale, flatten. Exhale, release. And rise. And here we are. Pause. Notice. Recalling that childlike quality of curiosity and amazement. Let's see what happens on the other side, shall we? Let's do the other side. Right ankle comes across the left thigh, sending the hips back quite a lot. Hands to the heart, or reaching forward at an angle. From here, lift the right leg and send it back into your high lunge. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, feel the stability of your lower body as the upper body turns to twist over to the left. Keep that front knee stacked over the ankle. And again, remember the option, you could always drop that right leg down. And see what happens for you. If it feels just right, if it feels like not enough. Exploring. Always exploring. And from here, we're going to plant the right heel down, foot's on an angle, spin the arms open, warrior two. Relax the face muscles. Eyes are focused, but they're soft. And looking down at the floor, spin the arms down, step back to plank. You can always skip these vinyasas and come right into your down dog or into your child's pose if you'd like. Three breaths. And at the end of your third breath, you can step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. And from here, let's come all the way up to stand. Coming into a standing balance pose. So we're going to balance onto the right foot, and we're going to kick the left heel back, holding on with the left hand. Right hand can be at your hip. Option 2 is to reach back with the right hand as well. So the one hand is holding the ankle, one is holding the foot. Slide the shoulders back. Now, I have a little funky thing happening with my right shoulder, so I'm being quite gentle here. I don't want to overly rotate it. So just listening to the body. Pressing the foot into the hand or the hands to activate the stretch. And dropping the knee away from the sternum. And just feeling the front of the pelvis, front of that hip, opening up and gently pressing forward. Gently. And then from here, if you're holding on with the right hand, release it back to your waist. And extend the arm forward in front of you. Kicking into that left hand, bend the standing knee a tiny bit. And slowly start to press back with the shin and the front of the ankle, reaching up and forward just slightly. Don't overdo it. Some of you may want to hold on to the inside of the foot as opposed to the outside. That'll open up the shoulder a little more. And also allow you to go a little deeper. Good, and release. All right, shake it out. We're going to come right over to the other side. Holding on to the right foot, drop the knee so it's lined up with the left knee. Hand to the hip. Checking in, noticing sensations in the right quad, right thigh. And perhaps reaching back with the left hand as well. So the shoulder blades are going to have to squeeze together here. Try not to throw the ribs forward, which is the tendency. It's certainly my tendency. I have to always remember to knit my ribs back. Good, and then holding on with the right hand, left hand to the hip, bending, standing leg kick back, and maybe releasing the arm forward. And decide if you want to be on the inside or outside of that foot. Breathing here for 3, 2, good, and 1. Release. Wipe it out, inhale, exhale, fold, and stay here in your fold. Shake out the head, shake out any tension. So just noticing how the mind shifts in moments of challenge, high concentration, perhaps tension. How does the mind shift so quickly and easily from wonder and amazement and pleasure to frustration? And when that shift happens, the entire energy around you shifts too. It's like you're in a different room all of a sudden. And so being aware and conscious and watching the mind's fluctuations will allow us to have a better grip on those fluctuations, so we can bring ourselves back to joy-filled wonder. Inhale, flatten the back. Good, and exhale, step or hop into your plank. If you're hopping into chaturanga, or step into your plank. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Breathing here, and again, always an option to rest in child's. At the end of the exhale, look between the hands, step or hop, fold. Good. Inhale, exhale, lower, and press to rise. We'll come all the way up. Good. We're going to grab hold of that foot one more time in that nice thigh stretch. So balance onto the right leg, hold the left foot with your left hand. Stay here for a moment. Feel the stability running through that right side. And we're going to do something kind of funky and fun. If you fall, no worries, come right back in. We're going to fold, and we're going to reach for the floor with the right hand. If you have a block, you're welcome to use it to bring the floor a little closer to you. If not, no worries. So reach for the floor. You can bend that standing leg as much as you want. Okay, keep pressing the foot into the hand. That'll help you be stable. Eyes are soft and focused. This is Chittasana. Breathing for 1, 2, 3. We're going to release it into half moon. So release the foot, flex and press the foot away from you, stacking the left hip on the right, left hand on the hip or overhead. Expansive energy, crown of the head shining forward and away from the back foot. And then left hand will come down, point the toes down, draw the knee into the chest, and then press the foot back and up towards the ceiling. Hands, you may want to walk the hands back a little bit. And then bend the front leg, slowly lower down into Anjaneyasana. So the left foot reaches back. Drop the left knee. Inhale, hands to the thigh, or all the way up and over. Lifting out of the hips, long torso reaching up. And exhale, hands down. Step back, down dog. Coming back to down dog here, you can stay and rest or feel free to flow through a vinyasa if you prefer. And at the end of your next exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Press to rise, come all the way up. Exhale. Taking a moment here, deep breath. Notice the mind's fluctuations. Moving through, even in challenging times, whatever you need to do. If it's too quick or too difficult, and your breath is getting away from you, then just slow it down, skip a pose. The goal is not to do every pose in the perfect way, or whatever is perceived as the perfect way. The goal of this practice is to see how much we can maintain that mentality of curious amazement. All right, let's do the other side. So right foot in the hand, knees lined up. Draw the belly in. Release the left arm out, bend the standing leg, and slowly reach down and forward until you get to the ground. Good, and then release it into half moon. Opening up. Stack the right hip on top of the left. Slowly lower the right hand down, draw the knee in towards the chest, flex the foot and press the foot straight back behind you. And then slowly lower down to Anjaneyasana, right leg will lower, come to the knee, hands to the hips, lifting up, and maybe the arms come up as well. And exhale all the way down. Back to downward dog. Good. Come to the tiptoes, step or hop to the front of the mat on the exhale. Inhale halfway. And here we go. Press to rise. Feel that blood flowing throughout, the warmth in the body. Coming back to figure 4 here. So we've done this before. Let's see if you can get into it further, not physically, but mentally. What is this shape? How do you feel to be in this shape? Let's reach the arms out in front of us. Feel the belly drawing up and in, engaging the core. Send the hips back. And then some of you will want to reach for the floor. This is an option. You can hook the right toes around the outer right arm, straighten the leg and fold. Another good one, if you have a block and the floor feels very far away, feel free to bring 1 block or 2 blocks to your mat. Good, and then from here, we're actually going to sit. So start to bend the knee and have a seat. It might not be totally graceful. Keep the left foot on top, the left leg, and stack the legs into fire log. I'm just going to swivel it down so you can see better. Fire log is the shin bones lined up on top of each other. Ankle on top of knee, knee on top of ankle. We're just here briefly. And then take the hands and scoot under the calf, lift the leg up, and either holding it here in fire log or wrapping the arms and nesting the foot into the elbow crease, into a baby cradle. And some of you may want to, if there's no issues with the hips and no mobility restrictions, you may want to rock that baby a little bit. Nice lubrication for the hip joint. And then from here, you're going to lift the leg, take your left arm underneath, so you're going to hike up the leg as high as you can onto the upper arm or shoulder. And then the left hand's going to come to the floor. So really squeezing the leg in so it doesn't slip off. And then right hand comes down, hook the right ankle on top of the left. Okay, and then from here, stay here. This could be a lot and very interesting. Or some of you will want to transfer the weight forward, press into the hands, and lift the hips off the floor. Hanging here. And release. Good stuff. Come right back into your down dog. Big breath here. Optional vinyasa. Coming to the front of the mat, step or hop. Big breath, lengthen out, extending forward. And refold. Each time goes a little deeper, just by nature without force. And then we come all the way up. Fun. All right, let's do the other side. I hope you think it's fun. Right ankle on top of the left thigh. Take your time here, find your steadiness, find your center. Start to have a seat, send the hips back, extend the arms forward. Ears are lined up with the arms. From here, when you're ready, reaching for the block or the floor, hooking the right toes around the upper left arm. And straightening that standing leg any amount. Good. Walking the hands slightly forward, we're going to come to sit, keeping the right leg on top, coming into your fire log. Flexing the feet and ankles to protect the knees. Making sure those shins are lined up, so if you look down, you should see a nice triangle in the middle of your lap. And then we'll scoot the hands under, lift up that top calf, hold it here, or wrapping the arms. If you're cradling the leg, make sure the foot is flexed and it's really nestled into the elbow and pressing it away. Either keeping this static or bringing some gentle movements into your baby. Some babies like to get rocked, and some don't. Let's see what your baby likes. All right. Now right arm will scoot under the leg. I'm gonna hold my ankle and see how high up I can hike that leg. Maybe it's on top of the shoulder, maybe it's just the upper arm, either one is fine, but just keep that leg active and squeezing in so it doesn't slip. The right hand is gonna come down. My elbow is bent, creating a little bit of a shelf. And then I'm gonna hook my left ankle on top of my right. Palms are fairly wide and flat. I'm rocking back a little bit just to give myself a tiny bit of momentum without overdoing it. And then I'm going to lift my hips off the floor. And just rock here, hold. 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. Good. Last time here, coming into your downward facing dog. Big breath in. Let's all exhale through the mouth. And drop down into child's pose. Big toes touch, heels wide, and lowering the head. If the shoulders need more of a release, you can bring those arms by your side. Up to you. Just being here with your breath, noticing any sensations running throughout the body, mentally exploring them with curiosity and pleasure. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to, when you're ready, slowly move on to our backs. We're going to roll all the way onto the back. And draw the knees into the chest. And lift the legs up. So you can either stay here with the legs extended. We're going to do some variation of an inversion. So either legs up. Some of you will want to come all the way up into a shoulder stand. Some of you may want a supported shoulder stand with a block at the back of the pelvis. So if you're in shoulder stand, if you've never done it before, probably best not to do it unsupervised by video. But if you are accustomed to doing it, then coming up onto your shoulder stand, keeping the lower back supported. Chin is slightly up so that there's a nice curve at the back of the neck. You should be able to breathe here. And then whether you are in any of these variations, we can play a little bit. Let's bring in some childlike play here. Let's start with a butterfly variation. So soles of the feet together, knees apart. Fun with shapes, we call this segment. Keep pressing the feet. And then knees together and legs straight up. Let's lower the right leg to the ear. Extend the toes back behind you. They may touch the floor, they may not. Bend the knee and return it to meet the left. Bend left knee to the ear. Maybe extend behind you, reaching for the floor. Keep reaching that right toe, that right foot up. Bend the knee and reach it up. Okay, last variation. Turn the toes out, open the legs wide. And maybe the toes come back to the floor. And bring them back up overhead. And bend both knees. Slowly roll yourself out. Fun with shapes. Hug the knees in. And bring the knees together and drop both legs over to the right side. Open up the arms here. Let the left shoulder fall down towards the ground. Turn the gaze to the left. Coming back through center. Bring the knees right over to the left. Turn the gaze to the right. And back through center. We're going to reach the legs long. Heels in, toes apart. Palms down underneath your buttocks. Sneak the elbows underneath as well. And we're going to come up onto the forearms, lifting up. Gaze down at the toes to begin. Lift the heart. And some of you will want to drop the head back as an option. But it's either all the way in or all the way back until halfway. Then we just create more tension in the neck. And keep lifting the heart center up towards the ceiling here. You can use the palms to press down into your mat. Big breath in. And then slowly roll through the back of the head if it's back. Otherwise, rolling out nice and gently. Release the palms. Open up the legs slightly so that they're in a V shape, arms out by your sides, palms up. Let's all take a big deep breath in together. Slow release. Allowing yourself really just to settle into the mat, one muscle at a time. Feel the lightness on your face, lightness in your fingers and toes. Let the belly be soft here. And just ensure that there's no gripping anywhere in the body or the mind. Release any gripping or holding on. And with joy-filled wonder, see what it feels like just to be here, not moving, not doing, just to be alive and still. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. For those who would like to complete the practice, you can start to bend the knees and reach the arms overhead. Rolling over to your right side, cradling the head in your arms. And when you're ready, come up to sit. Take a couple breaths once you arrive back in sitting. And may you be reminded throughout the day of the miraculousness of everything around you. And may you move through your thoughts, your interactions, and all the events of your days with joy-filled wonder. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Big exhale through the mouth and draw the hands in. Thanks so much, everybody. Be well.